Yeah, it's been a while. Let's open some Star Wars. So I figure let's start with the oldest. And by oldest, I'm talking about timeline. So let's look at Jedi Master Saul and Jedi Knight Yord. Here's Yord out of the package. Looks alright. Here's his yellow lightsaber. The cloak is soft goods, which is nice, but I don't know how I feel with the hood being stitched on so you can't cover his head like you'd see a lot of Jedi walking in somewhere. Um, but let's check him out without the cloak. So here we have Yord without the cloak. I guess a lot of the High Republic Jedi kind of have this color scheme. I'll be honest, I haven't watched Alkalite yet. It's on my list. I want to see what it's about. But yeah, just kind of busy. Just like I have a big backstock of figures to open. That's okay. Um, he looks all right. Uh, I think there's a little bit of wash going on here. Articulation seems to be okay. What's interesting is that his outfit is a little bit asymmetrical, um, which is interesting. Usually, a lot of figures, their outfits are pretty symmetrical, where you'd see the collar on both sides, and just it would match on both sides. But having an asymmetrical look, I he may wear it this way, which is fine. Um, but the articulation is not bad. You can definitely get them into a lot of different poses. What I do like with the hands, both move up and down. Instead of just having one up and down, both of them do it. It's usually you get one up and down and one in and out. This piece is soft enough to where you can have them bent down, picking something up or sitting. At least this part gets out of the way. This one's a little bit stiffer. There is thigh swivel right there. The knees only go about 90. Same with the arms. I don't know. Is there a butterfly joint? There might be a little bit of one. So you can only come in a little bit because, this kind of gets in the way. There is a twist and you can tilt. But yeah, I mean, all the articulation is pretty much there. You can pivot that foot. It will go down about that much. And seems a little loose, but let's see how much it'll come up. Comes up about that much. And there's a swivel at the knee. But yeah, that is your. Let me at least get his lightsaber. I will say one thing that is nice about Yord. I haven't seen it in many other Jedi, but And that's where the mic pretty much died. But I was talking about Yoda is one of the first Jedi that I noticed that has the gloves and gauntlets. It looks like the design for the High Republic. Those do look cool. Moving on. And here's Yord in just a simple Jedi pose with his lightsaber, doing a force gesture. Looks alright. Let's check out Jedi Master Soul. And here's Jedi Master Soul. Let's get him out of the box. I do like how Hasbro is doing their lightsabers in the trays and the tape holding them. And here's Jedi Master Soul out of the package. Here is his blue lightsaber. One thing that I noticed, probably freeing Soul from the package, that the stitch came off, or it was already like that. But now, pretty much, you can put that hooded part over his head. Definitely would need a little bit of fixing and maybe a little bit of blue tack to put on his head. But yeah, it's not stitched anymore. Now let's take a closer look at Master Saul. I think again I've mentioned that seems like the High Republic has very similar color schemes. Master Saul is also wearing the gloves and arm protectors. The boots are a little bit different than Yord's, but overall seems very similar. His outfit is more symmetrical compared to Yord's, but overall, checking out the articulation, it's basically going to be very similar to Yord's. There isn't going to be a whole lot of difference, but it is, pretty decent. You do have the butterfly joints, and the arms can bend, about 90, maybe a little bit more. The skirt, or the lower part of the body, doesn't seem to be as rubbery or soft like yours, but you can still get him to some nice poses. His left hand has the in and out, whereas right hand has the up and down articulation. But yeah, pretty much nothing new or different. You can get him into some pretty good poses, which I will show here very shortly. And Master Soul here, ready for some action. Continuing with the timeline, next is the Phantom Menace. Here we have not just one step with the Roger, but we actually have two steps with two Rogers. So here's the step with the Roger freed from its box. Just going to kind of go over the step a little bit. It does come with a nice flight stand. The step does have some weathering, which is nice. It has some scratches. Again, nice little flight stand. You can tilt it in different positions. Just be careful you don't tilt it too far, because one, this step and the figure will fall. For it's too heavy if you lean it too far. Like here, there it goes. The battle droid is basically the same from previous battle droids. It does come with the two different backpacks or antenna, and it does come with its blaster. Here's the other antenna. Since I have two, I can put the single antenna, this one, on the back of the other. The top of it does have a little bit of articulation. You can at least for now move it up and down. When I was freeing it, I didn't take off the plastic from the feet or the hands, just to make sure I can keep the battle droid on the strap. But I think it looks pretty cool. You can move the battle droid different poses. Like I said, it's basically the same battle droid that we've gotten before, and he looks good on the step until I decide to put somebody else on it, somebody like possibly Anakin. Now let's switch from Black Series to Micro Galaxy Squadrons. This is the Snub Fighter, and I also got the little mystery mini. I got mine from Amazon. They are both Series 6. The Snow Fighter is from the most recent season of The Mandalorian. Here's what you see on the back. The E-Wing and a TIE Fighter and the chase vehicles. Be nice to score a chase vehicle. The blueprints for the Snow Fighter and a little bit in Airvish. But again, this did come from the most recent season of The Mandalorian. So here's the Snub Fighter released from its package. Overall looks pretty good. I don't know if you can really tell, but it does have some weathering on it, where it looks somewhat dirty, like it's been used. Overall, the details in this is very awesome. Micro Galaxy Squadrons does a heck of a job with all those details. The landing gear, pretty tight, a little bit hard to get open, but once you do, it's pretty easy. Also, the cockpit opens up, and the detail inside the cockpit's pretty good. Turn on my flash so you guys can see the inside. But there you go. Like I said, the details in this is awesome. Here's the pirate figure. Now we have the pirate in the Snub Fighter. I tell you, if I can, I will try to get a couple more. It'd be nice to have a little squadron of these guys, taking on Bo-Katan and her gauntlet, or maybe the Mandalorian. Now, let's see what's inside the mystery box. These are what you can get for this series, and also the two possible chases. So let's see which one I get. Well, it looks like I got a mini Step and mini Roger. And here they are put together. Looks pretty good. Very tiny, but yeah, I like it. All right, let's check out Bale and Skull from the Ahsoka show. And here's Balin out of the box with his soft goods cloak. And here's his lightsaber with a long blade. And here's Balin's skull. I removed his cloak. Looks like he's pretty much the same old figure from the first release. Lots of the same details. The articulation is going to be fine. You'll definitely be able to put them into a variety of poses. The only thing I somewhat have an issue with, and you got to be careful with the shoulder pauldrons, they will try to get away from me, but you can fix those easily and just rotate them back in place. But a lot of his upper articulation's pretty good. But going over pretty much his articulation, I think one of the biggest issues I have is the size. Uh, and this is nothing new, especially when Balin first came out. It was already an issue. For whatever reason, Hasbro messed up and they made him pretty much the same size as a lot of the other figures, where Ray Stevens was a little bit taller, and also it'll be the same for Shin Hati that I'll go over later. But yeah, his left hand goes in and out, and his right hand has the up and down movement. It does have plenty of twists. Like I said, you can get Balin Skull into a lot of different poses. Even the skirt area, which is, kind of a rubbery feeling, the legs can go forward, pretty good, and out also. Not a whole lot back, but see, pretty good side. There's the back, and there isn't a thigh swivel, but when you bend the knees can swivel side to side. It only goes about 90. And the feet also can go up and down, a decent amount, and it can pivot one side to the other. Yeah, I will say Balin needs to get a little bit of sleep. It seems like his little bags under his eyes. And here's Balin Skull with his soft goods cloak, ready to take on some New Republic troops, deflecting some laser blasts. Next up is Shin Hati. Let's check her out. Here's Shin out of the package. She looks okay overall. I just kind of wish like her hair had more washes in it, instead of just having the one color. Same kind of goes for her armor. The bottom part is really stiff. You're not going to get a whole lot of articulation in the legs going forward, which I'll show here. You get a little bit, but not a whole lot. Out is really good because of the split, but there's not a whole lot back. Most of the other articulation's gonna, again, pretty much be about the same, which overall is decent enough. But the one kind of issue I do have with some of Hasbro's Black Series female figures are the hands. Not only do I kind of think they're a little too small, but around the ring finger and the pinky, it's too close to the hand. It's not really far enough apart to where you can get a real good grip on whether it's a blaster or a lightsaber. It would have been nice if they kind of changed the hands just a little bit. They're just, like I said, they're too close. But overall, the figure looks okay. I think her armor could have used a little bit more weathering, but I think it's basically the same as the first issue. Also, yes, this figure's height is all wrong. They made her way too tall. She should be a little bit shorter. I don't know why the people at Hasbro messed that up. You think that they would have fixed it, but no. They'll probably wait later on down the road, reissue the figures with possibly the correct height. But we'll see. But overall, she's a decent figure, just wrong size. Now, will I do a custom fix with Balin and Shin? Maybe. I have the figures needed to make those corrections. We'll see if I do or not. Here I have Shin posed up, deflecting some laser blasts. But yeah, just to show you together, these two should not be that close in height. Balin should be much taller, and Shin should be much shorter. Let's check out Captain Enoch and a Night Trooper! Here's Captain Enoch out of the package. Here's his blaster. So let's take a look at the figure. There's some nice detailing, cracks in the armor, because they were basically lost in space, you could say, for a very long time. And, well, it's not like they can just go out to the stormtrooper shop, get some new armor. So you definitely have some cracks all around. I don't know if you can see, but kind of the paint somewhat missed some of the cracks, but that's easy to overlook. Definitely unique faceplate on this trooper. He's the only one that I know that has this kind of faceplate on his helmet. Some nice details. The skirt area, it's somewhat pliable, but it is going to get in the way of articulation for the legs and the holster. But yeah, a lot of nice detail. Captain Enoch. There's no face under the helmet like you would have in some of the newer stormtroopers. It's just basically a helmet on a neck peg. So there's a lot of range of motions, some good tilts, and even some good tilts forward and back. But yeah, arms articulate fine. You just have to be careful with the shoulder pauldrons, but that's just easy to kind of move themselves. It does have a butterfly joint, which is nice. If he held a sword, he would be able to actually hold it with both hands. The armor gets out of the way. Elbow goes about that far past 90. There is a swivel at the elbow. There is not a bicep joint or bicep swivel. Both hands, this hand has up and down articulation, which is interesting, while the other hand moves in and out. The body does twist, and it has decent ab crunch, good back bend, definitely a lot of tilt. The legs will not come up that far, because if you try to force it, you start stressing out some of the thinner areas, so the legs definitely don't go out that far, not even to the side that much. Yeah. And definitely not really any in the back. The leg bends about 90, and there's the swivel at the knee. The ankles will go down a little bit, not much, and it'll come up about this much, and they will pivot. But yeah, he can pose very well. If you want to pretend he's a zombie too, you could definitely get him to some zombie walks. But yeah, overall the detail, Captain Enoch, is pretty good. I think there could have been a little more weathering in the skirt area, and maybe in the armor to dirty it up some. But overall, he looks pretty good. Alright, so before we get more into the Night Trooper, just a quick look at the blaster. Basically, same kind of blaster that comes with pretty much almost all stormtroopers. So nothing unique. So let's take a closer look at the Night Trooper. It almost seems just pretty much a rehash of all the other stormtroopers, which I think just, some added detail. There is a face, if you can see it, under the helmet, unpainted face. But overall, this is basically just, regular stormtrooper with different details. The wraps around the cracks and the armor, fixing the helmet and all. But yeah, pretty much there. If you have a stormtrooper, especially with the newer stormtroopers, the articulation should be pretty much basically the same. There shouldn't be a whole lot of differences in it. This hand has the up and down, while this hand here has the in and out. The legs come up about as far as, that much, all the way back just a little bit. Side comes out about that much. The knee bends a little past 90, and there is a swivel at the knee joint. And the foot will come up about that much and flexes down about that, and it can pivot. But yeah, that's pretty much the Night Trooper. I do like how it has the cracks and the welds and the wraps around, I guess, to help the pieces hold together. Not a whole lot going in the back, but at least they do have some of the cracks. They didn't just leave it in the front, but it would have been nice to see a little bit more stuff around here. it would be nice if Hasbro would put these out, single releases. That way you could army build them. Maybe this single release can have the cracks and the wraps differently. But it would be nice that way people who like to army build would be able to get more instead of having to get multiple of the 2-pack and have lots of Captain Enochs. Here we have Captain Enoch and the Night Trooper just in a simple little pose. And since the Night Trooper is basically kind of like a zombie, I try to put it in a little zombie walking pose, and just Captain Enoch holding his blaster, shooting at Ezra or somebody. But I'll be back here with everything that I've opened and my final thoughts. So here's everything that was unboxed on this unboxing video. The 2 battle droids on Staps, Jedi Master Saul, Jedi Knight Ford, Baylan Skull, Shin Hati, the Pirate Snub Fighter, along with the Mystery Step with Battle Droid, Captain Enoch, and the Night Trooper. It's fun unboxing these, checking them out. It's been a while since I've been able to do that, kind of just busy with stuff, but hopefully I can get back at it, doing more unboxing videos. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any of these figures. Thoughts on, Hasbro messing up with Baylan's height and Shin's height, and why they didn't fix it the second go round. Will they fix it in the near future? I guess only Hasbro knows. But that's going to do it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. As Simo says, collect what you like. Be awesome to one another. Till the next video, may the Force be with you.